Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. We're at the end of the week, the first full day of spring, and we have a severe weather risk for the Northeast and the northern mid Atlantic states. It's a marginal risk of severe weather. This is the forecast from the Storm Prediction Center, which has not changed which has not changed that forecast since yesterday. I thought maybe they might add a small area of slight risk, but they left it alone. There's not a lot to work on with respect to this front swinging through. There are some of the upper air conditions are certainly favorable. That there could be some isolated severe thunderstorms that could develop this afternoon. But as far as a solid line or widespread activity, I'm leaning strongly against it. Also, another marginal risk area from northern Alabama down into Louisiana. And this is part of this cold front that is moving on through. In the meantime, we are waiting for that warm front to push northward. Now, as of 10 a.m., temperatures are already in the 70s across a good chunk of Maryland and northeastern Virginia, and we have 70-degree readings now into southern New Jersey. You go further north, it's still holding in the upper 40s and low 50s from central New Jersey and in Pennsylvania, say basically north of Route 78 and particularly north of Route 80. Starting to see some of that warmer air making progress, only in the 40s as of 10 a.m. in the Hudson Valley and in southern New England. And there has been also patchy dense fog in the mix. That is part of this equation here. So that's with the marine air. We're just going to get that marine layer out of here. But I think for areas, particularly in southern Pennsylvania, central and southern New Jersey, southward, that probably is the one area that for sure will get into the 70s today. If we break out into some sun, that will tell you just how high into the 70s it'll go. And maybe we'll push those 70-degree readings up to about New York City and into the lower Hudson Valley. Meanwhile, on the satellite loop, you're seeing the front continuing to make progress eastward, and that is going to continue as we go through the day. This loop takes us past sunrise. There's still a lot to work through here as this whole area shifts eastward. But the severe weather extent today over the South Atlantic states and into the Gulf states, not quite as potent as what we saw over the last couple of days. The radar, as of 10:30 Eastern time, looking at these showers that are now moving into the Catskills and points northeastward. So this is part of the warm front that's moving through. And then we have some showers back through western Pennsylvania and down into West Virginia. Those are moving eastward as well. The weather models seem to want to weaken much of this as it moves eastward, but we'll see. The surface map this morning shows the issue here. This often happens when we get these warm fronts in the springtime, where they get pinched off rather, and you see this dip in the warm front that runs down from the low. Right in here is where, at the low levels of the atmosphere, you get that marine layer that is trapped, and it keeps temperatures cooler. But this map is from 8 a.m. this morning, so since then the warm front has probably moved a bit further to the north. I think actually it's probably now you want to put central New Jersey, so it's probably something like this as it begins to make its progress to the northeast. And then we have this cold front that is shifting eastward. So the area here, this is what we refer to as the warm sector. And that is the area you watch for the possibility of some severe weather developing. So let's take you through the rest of today. So this afternoon, I think most areas will break out into some sun. North and east of New York City, I think it's going to be a tougher fight. South and west of Philadelphia, you should have a much easier time of it. And even the NAM doesn't really do all that much with any kind of thunderstorm development this afternoon. But again, just going to leave it in there because the risk is there. The front moves through tonight and then gradually sinks southward as high pressure builds in. There might be a few clouds in the mix for Saturday, along with cooler temperatures than today, certainly. And Sunday looks like a cold day with that high to the north. We'll have sunshine and temperatures probably not much out of the 40s in most places. In some places, probably not much above the low 40s. And now here comes the next weather system, and a few people have been talking about this because of the European model and a few of the other global models were trying to at least give you the idea that maybe there could be some snow from this one. I don't think it's going to be the case for the most part for the I-95 corridor, and the reason is that this high moves out just too quickly. It's already off the coast of the Gulf of Maine and then just moves to Nova Scotia. So we will get that warmer flow off the ocean. Now, on Monday, on the northern extent of this, you see how the NAM does show some sleet and snow. So I think this could be a setup for maybe a little bit of wet snow at the start for the coastal areas. But I think if you're north and west of Route 80 in New Jersey and north in Pennsylvania, and north and west of Route 84 in upstate New York and into Connecticut, you probably have a slightly better chance of seeing some accumulation out of it. But let's also bear in mind the time of year. Intensity is really important. If your precip is not falling down hard enough, it's not going to stick to roadways, and it'll just stick to colder surfaces. So the sun angle now plays a big role, especially again with these weaker systems, and the fact that the cold air that's going to be around, you don't have a cold high that is wedging in. So the Weather Prediction Center is showing in the darker green a 30% or greater chance of at least a quarter of an inch of liquid falling as snow, and in the blue, that is a 50% or greater chance. So you can see it's confined mainly northwest New Jersey, the Hudson Valley north of 84, Connecticut north of 84, and the blue areas up in the Catskills and points northward, and also in western Massachusetts. Elevation is going to play a big role in this. And we'll talk about this more as we go through the weekend. So front and center this afternoon. If you get into the warm temperatures, or you've already have those warm temperatures, enjoy them. Just keep an eye to the sky in case a shower or thunderstorm pops up later on this afternoon. Again, the Storm Prediction Center with that marginal risk of severe weather. I don't know why I suddenly went out of focus. The camera's being evil today. So no matter, we'll just let it go by. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, of course, with everything that's going on with the coronavirus. We're all kind of locked into our homes. So, I guess this is reality for the next couple of weeks at the very least. Have a great day. We'll always keep you updated on weather because we're not going anywhere.